Let us see how present simple tense is used. The form is this: you have the subject and then the base form V1, and if you have the third person singular he, she, it, you add s or es based on the verb. And in the negative, you have do or does plus not and the base form of the verb V1 or first form of the verb. In questions, you use do or does based on the subject. If it is singular subject, third person, we use does, then the subject, then the base form of the verb. So let us take a look at some examples here. Indians love cricket. He looks awful. My father works in the USA. The sun rises in the east. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. South Indians eat a lot of rice. Heat evaporates water. So, to talk about present states, universal truths, and scientific facts, we use this. We play in the field every week. The train leaves at 5 p.m. He practices yoga daily in the morning. I go to college regularly. A cobra hisses when it is disturbed. Cocks crow every morning. So, to talk about repeated and also habitual actions, we use this tense. He throws a ball and runs. Bumrah takes a ball, comes and balls. So, in commentaries and live descriptions, we use this present simple tense. And now let us take a look at negatives and questions. He doesn't wake up early in the morning. Do you go for a walk every day? Which do you like more, tea or coffee? What channel does your mother watch usually? My mother watches ETV, mostly serials. Do you read any English newspapers? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Does your father allow you to use a mobile? Yes, he does. Or no, he doesn't. Do your parents check your studies? Yes, they do. No, they don't. So let us take an example sentence here, passage here, how the present simple is used. I am a student. This is a present simple. See, this is the base form V1, and in the present simple, you have am, is, and then are. These are all present simple forms of the verb be. I am a student of first year intermediate. I wake up early in the morning daily along with my mother. First, my mother gets up and calls me by my nickname name. By my nickname Bunty, and I move out of my bed. Then my father also gets up and goes to the fields. He brushes his teeth with a neem stick while going to the fields. He enjoys walking. Though he has a bicycle, he never uses it in the morning. Usually, I help my mother in the kitchen, but now I am walking along with my father to help him in the fields. Now let us take a look at how present simple is used. So after I we use am and then verb ing form, and after we you they any plural form we use are and then the ing form of the verb, and after he she it and any singular noun we use is and then ing form of the verb. I am reading an interesting novel. It is raining heavily. She is going to the market. So when you talk about actions happening right now, we use this tense. They are doing business. He is trying for a job. So actions are happening, but not at this very moment. So we are going home late this week. So this is a temporary routine. Oh, you only started going home late, and you may not continue to go home late in the future. Now, there is an illustrative example dialogue for you to understand this tense. Why are you mowing like a cat? I am trying. I am trying to learn mimicry. Are you undergoing training in mimicry? No, I am learning on my own with the with the help of my brother. In fact, he is going to an institute. Oh, wonderful. Good luck. Thank you. So, what is the difference between where do you come from and where are you coming from? So, where do you come from refers to your hometown, and where are you coming from refers to the immediate place from where you are coming now. So, stative verbs, they do not indicate action. These stative verbs cannot be used in continuous forms like present continuous. You cannot say I am agreeing with you. Okay, you can only say I agree with you. So these are the verbs you cannot use in ing form in present continuous tense. So agree, astonish, be, believe, belong, care, concern, consider, consist, contain, cost, depend, deserve, differ, disagree, dislike, doubt, equal, feel, forget, forgive, guess, hate, have. So let me give you an example, one more example. I'm having the textbook. No, it's not correct. You must say I have the textbook. So here, hold, impress, include, intend, involve, know. One more example. I'm knowing the answer wrong. I know the answer correct. Lack, like, love, matter, mean, mind, need, notice, owe, own, perceive, please, possess, prefer, realize, recall, recognize, refuse, regard, remain, remember, require, resemble, result, satisfy, see, seem, smell, suppose, sound, taste, think, trust, understand, what, wish. I am knowing this address. Not correct. I know the address. She is resembling her mother. She resembles her mother. Is anyone here having a flat? That's wrong. Does anyone here have a flat? He is understanding English. No, it is wrong. He understands English. They are belonging to Kerala. Wrong. They belong to Kerala. I'm hating a loud noise. I hate a loud noise. So you know why these are wrong. They are all stative verbs, verbs that do not indicate any action. So you cannot use such words in present continuous tense. Now let us see past simple. So the past simple is subject then the second form of the verb. Like did not then the first form. Did not go, did not see. And questions, did he do it, the first form. Let us take a look at the examples. We lived in Hyderabad for 30 years. There was a post office near our house. They settled in Hyderabad 10 years ago. Here, time is expressed. I attended all classes. Here, it is understood from the context. My brother completed degree last year. They lived here for a long time. So, when you talk about actions and completed situations completed in the past, we use this tense V2. I walked a lot when I lived on the campus. We went to school every day. So when you talk about habitual actions, repeated actions, you use this tense. India had a glorious past. So you can use this to talk about states in the past. They didn't eat anything yesterday. Where did you go last week? Did he participate in the last week's meeting? So, some illustrative passage for you to understand how this tense is used. I slept and dreamt that life was a beauty. See, these are also past tense. It's a be form in the past. So, in the past, you have was and also were. I woke and found that life was a duty. And one more passage. I entered the third class compartment and took my seat. A few minutes later, a large family rushed in and occupied the compartment. They arranged their luggage on the racks. The train moved and gained speed. Suddenly, it came to a halt. There was a lot of commotion. Everyone was asking who had pulled the chain. Then I observed that an old woman had hung her bag to the alarm chain. So let's take a look at how past continuous tense is used. After this subject, I, he, she, it, or any singular noun, we use was and then the ing form of the verb. After we, you, they, any plural noun, we use were, then the ing form of the verb. It was raining at that time. You were doing homework at 6 p.m. yesterday. The children were playing cricket all day yesterday. So to talk about an action in progress, at a given point, past point of time, you use this. Two women were walking when the bus came from the opposite direction. I was making tea when her friend came. So this actually refers to a background action interrupted by this, another, shorter action. So take a look at the illustrative passage. When I reached my home at 8, my daughter was playing the guitar and my parrot was singing the tunes. My son was eating a chocolate and my wife was relaxing in a chair. So let's take a look at present perfect tense. After I, we, you, they, any plural form of plural noun, we use have, then the third form of the verb, past participle. After he, she, it, any singular noun, we use has, then the third form of the verb, which is also called past participle. So, how do we use this? To talk about just finished actions. He has just entered the room. He has just finished his homework. They have just gone out. The players have arrived. I have now to talk about past actions with present relevance. I have seen the movie. Pussycat, Pussycat, where have you been? I have been to London to see the Queen. So, have you been means, see, when you see the other person after they have returned, you say, have you been? If the other person you cannot see directly, if he is elsewhere, you'll say, where did you go? Where did you go? Or where are you? So, have been means going and coming back. He has painted the door. It is still wet. She has received the mail means she is yet to read and respond. They have noticed some printing mistakes in the book. And I have been to Kashmir 4 times. When you talk about repeated actions and you don't specify the time, my parents have been to the USA 10 times. And situations that continue to exist now. We have lived in Varangal for years, meaning years ago we started living there and we still live there. The shop has been open for a month, meaning it was open a month ago and it has continued to be open until now and it is still open. The beauty parlor has been closed. It means it is closed now. Actions covering a period up to the present moment. They have learned to dance for 2 weeks, meaning they started learning to dance 2 weeks ago and they still dance. I mean, they still learn to dance. She has watched the serial regularly for 3 months. So if you drop this, she no longer watches now. It refers to a past action that repeated itself several times. Now she has watched means she still watches. Now common time expressions used with the present perfect. Look at this. Since 2000, since morning, today, this morning, this evening, and a span of time for weeks, for years, for 3 months, for so far, and also some vague general words like just, recently, lately, already, yet, ever, never, before, still. These words are also used with the present perfect tense. And some illustrative dialogue. So, have you packed the luggage? The husband says, yes, I have. Have you informed the neighbors about our trip? Yes, I have. Have you phoned our daughter about our visit? No, I haven't. Let's give her a surprise. Have you locked the door properly? Yes, I have. Have you checked all the doors? Oh God, I've forgotten to bolt the back door. What? So, when have you met a famous person? This is wrong. When did you meet a famous person? See, you are using this word, forcing the other person to refer to a past time, past date. So, because of that reason, we don't use this present perfect. Okay, so you will use past simple. But then, if you drop this, then it will be correct. Have you ever met a famous person? I have met him last year. This is wrong because this is present perfect, but you cannot use past expressions with this. You must say I met him last year. So are you referring to some past action? Use past simple. But then if you are talking about something that happened in the past, but it has something to do with the present moment, use present perfect without referring to the past time. Okay, the contrast between past simple and present perfect. See here, I contacted the secretary this morning, which means it is it is afternoon or evening. It is no longer morning now at the time of reporting. It has rained heavily this morning. Here it means it is still raining and it might rain one more time. So the time is still present. Morning is still it is morning. It's not afternoon. So the past simple stresses the completion of past action, and normally you specify the time of completion of the action. And the past a simple also answers when questions. The player relaxed for 10 minutes in the past, not present. But present perfect it stresses the present relevance of result. Never used with specific past expressions, so it cannot answer when questions. So, an example, my niece has lived in Delhi for 2 years, meaning she still uh, lives in Delhi now. So, the 2 year period extends to present moment. So, let's take a look at present perfect continuous tense. After I, we, you, they, any plural form, we use have, then been, then the ing form of the verb. After he, she, it, any singular noun, we use has, then been, then the third form of the verb. So when you talk about an activity, let me read the example. We have been living in Hyderabad since 2011. What does this mean? We started living in Hyderabad in the year 2011 and we have continued to live in Hyderabad up to now, and we are still living. That's the meaning of we have been living. Okay, so you can use since 2011 or for plus period of time for 10 years. Harika has been reading a novel since morning. The ladies have been playing Holi for 2 years. I've been repairing the bike for the last 2 hours. We have been preparing seriously for the examination since 1st January. So, when you talk about an activity that began in the past and that still continues, some illustrative dialogue. Hi, Magna. So late? I've been waiting here for an hour. Oh, sorry, Sahiti, but it has been raining for over an hour, and my brother has been quarreling with me for this umbrella. That's why I'm late. So, when to use since and for? Since plus point of time. Since yesterday, since morning, since 2011. For plus period of time. For 2 years, for 4 weeks, for 10 years. Now, the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous. The difference. I have repaired the bike. So, your focus on the completion of the action here. I have been repairing the bike for the last 2 hours. Here, you are actually focused on the continuation of the activity. So, They have been knowing about this problem for a long time. So this is a stative verb. You cannot use it like this. You can use present perfect instead. They have known about this problem for a long time. Now past perfect. The form is simple. Any subject doesn't matter. You use had, then the third form of the uh, verb. So take a look at these examples. My friend had completed the homework before I went to his room. When you refer to two past events, one is completion of homework, and then the other is going to his room. To talk about the earlier action, we use past perfect. Past perfect is used to talk about the earlier of the two events or actions. The bus had left before we reached the station. He rushed to the station, but the train had left. I realized that my pocket had been picked, meaning the pocket was picked first. Later, I realized. He did not see me till I had seen her. She did not see me till I had seen her means I saw her first, then she saw me. I recognized the man as I had met him last week. Our trip was comfortable as we had made arrangements earlier. Reshma felt sleepy as she had stayed up through the night. The student was punished as he had not done his homework. Srikanth had never seen skyscrapers before he went to New York. We had already consulted a doctor before my father had an attack. So, I had received your letter yesterday. This is not correct because you are unnecessarily using past perfect. I received your letter yesterday. This is correct because you are referring to only one past action. And when he goaded, the bull moved. When he danced, they shouted. When you talk about two actions that happened, one immediately after the other, we use this past simple. We don't use past perfect. Now, past perfect continuous tense. So it doesn't matter what the subject is. You can use always had, then been, then ing form of the verb. I had been singing a song for 5 minutes when my friend came. What does this mean? Say my friend came at 8 p.m. I started singing at 7:55 p.m. So I started singing at 7:55 and my friend came at 8 p.m. I was singing at that time and it was 5 minutes, right? So for 5 minutes, I had been singing, which means again, I started singing 5 minutes earlier at 7:55, and when my friend came, I was still singing, and I had been singing for 5 minutes when my friend came. So this lengthy form of the verb is used to talk about an action plus when you also mention the duration of the activity. If you don't use this duration, in place of had been, you can say was singing. I was singing a song when my friend came. Suresh had been doing research for 2 years when his sister joined the university. S- He had been playing cricket since he was a boy, but he gave it up later when he took up a job. The murderer had been holding the knife for 5 minutes when the police entered the room. Now, see, look at this do, go, take, look, eat. These are all present simple forms of the verbs. Did, went, took, looked, ate, drew. These are all past simple forms of the respective present simple. So you don't have something like that. I mean, here what you see is will attached to the base form to form future tense. So in fact, there is no real future tense like in some languages. In some languages, you have different forms of the verb for all the three tenses. Okay, so uh, for example, in French and other languages, you have a different form for future. that looks different from the past tense and also present tense. Here what you're doing, because you don't have a future tense, uh, we are simply adding this will to the base form to form a future tense. Okay, so how to represent future times. Future time, look at this. The president visits Hyderabad tomorrow. Here we are using simple present to talk about scheduled or certain future events. My examinations begin next week. So whenever you talk about some timetabled or scheduled events in the future, you can use present simple itself. You don't need to use will. And we are planning an exhibition of paintings in December this year. So this is a present continuous tense, but then you have already planned. Okay, whenever you have made some plans and arrangements for a future event or action, you use present continuous. You are visiting Bali on your trip to Indonesia next month. So I'm going to buy a new car on the first of next month. I'm going to be a doctor in few years from now. So going to is used generally to talk about what is just about to happen. It again is future. And as you can, these are all whatever examples you see is here. They are from the textbook. So it's essential that you also make pay attention to all the examples in addition to doing the exercises, because these examples can be given as questions in the board exams. Okay, and we also use will or shall to express plain futurity, desire, or propositions like I'll buy a gift when you pass the examination. You will join a good engineering college if you get a first class. You should join the army if you choose to serve the country. We shall be in touch and discuss a matter. Now, future simple tense. So the form is shall or will, then the base form, it doesn't matter the subject. And mostly we use will in positive and negative sentences. And the word shall is used with I and also we in questions which are not actually questions, like shall I wait for some more time? Shall we have something to eat? Only there we use normally. So, to talk about plain future, Srihan and Sriti will come from the US next August. They'll stay here for 3 weeks. I will conduct a quiz competition on spelling tomorrow. The president will stay in Hyderabad for a month. So, just a plain future. What is going to happen in future? You are simply predicting. They will not start the road work tomorrow. So, this is a negative statement. Will you plant the saplings? Shall we have some coffee? Suggestion. Shall we sit here? Proposal. In questions, we use shall, especially with we and I. So let us take a look at some illustrative dialogue to understand future. Shop assistant, what can I do for you, sir? Customer, will you show me some 32 size shirts? Sure, here are bright colored shirts. If you want formal shirts, I'll take you to that side. No, I will select one among these. Well, this shirt seems to be good. You want to try it on or shall I pack it, sir? Pack it, please. I'll pay the bill. Thank you. Welcome. Future continuous tense. So we use will or shall, then be, then ing form of the verb. So it is used to talk about an action that will be in progress at a future point of time. For example, we'll be spending our holidays in Shimla this summer. She'll be sleeping when I reach home. I'll be washing my car at this time tomorrow. I'll be spending my time in the library. Now they are listening to the lesson. As tomorrow is a holiday, they'll be playing at this time. And you can also talk about casual or less definite future actions using the same tense. He'll be meeting Venkat next week. So perhaps they are colleagues. Some illustrative dialogue to let you understand this. Dinesh, Vijay, what's your tomorrow's program? Vijay, I'll be washing my car at this time tomorrow. Don't you have a driver? No, I myself do it every Sunday. What about you? I'll be spending my time in the library. Good, I like it. Future perfect tense. The form is shall or will, then have, then the third form of the verb. So it is used to talk about actions that will be over before a certain point in future. For example, we will have cleared the entire loan by 2028. What does that mean? After 2028, there will be no more loans left. Everything will have been cleared. She shall have recovered from her illness by the end of next month. Okay, so she'll be all right after that. So this action will be already in the past at a future point in it's at a future point. We shall have saved 1,20,000 by the end of the year, because we started saving 10,000 rupees every month in the month of January. So by the end of this year, by that is by the end of December, we will have saved 1,20,000 rupees. They will have reached Delhi tomorrow morning by 7. So, meaning after 7 o'clock, they'll be in Delhi. The teachers will have completed the lessons by the end of the academic year. Meaning after the academic year, there will be no more lessons pending. I will have completed my MBBS course by 2028. In 2029, I'll be a doctor. I will have put in 2 years of experience in a software job by then. So here by means before. In all these expressions, by means before. So after that, I'll have, okay, my uncle will have served there for 10 years by next year. So what does that mean? My uncle started working some 9 years ago, and by next year, he'll have served for 10 years. Some illustrative dialogue to let you understand this. When are you going to start your medical practice? Shloka asks. Sneha says, my medical course is not yet over. Is it so? Yes, I will have completed my MBBS course by 2028. Oh, I will have put in 2 years of experience in a software job by then. Of course, but I want to serve the rural poor as a doctor. Great, you are right. There are very few committed people like you. In fact, my uncle serves as a doctor in a village in Karimnagar district. He will have served there for 10 years by next year. Great, a family of committed doctors. So this tense, future perfect continuous tense. We use shall or will, then have, then the third form, then been, then ing form of the verb. They will have been traveling for 26 hours in the train when they reach Varanasi. What does that mean? So they probably go beyond Varanasi. So by the time they reach Varanasi, they will have been traveling for 26 hours. So 26 hours earlier, they will start traveling, and they will have been traveling for 26 hours. Actually, you can, uh, if you delete this for 26 hours, you can actually say will be here. This will be correct. See, they will be traveling in the train when they reach Varanasi. Because you want to talk about the duration, you need to use future perfect continuous tense. I will have been teaching them grammar for 5 years when they leave school next year. What does actually, you can also say, I will be teaching them grammar if you drop this. Okay, I'll be teaching them grammar when they leave school. So if you don't mention the period of time, you you don't need to use this will have been. You can drop this and use this one. So he will have been staying in the USA for 3 years when I go there next month. Meaning next month 3 years ago He went there and started staying there. And when I go there next month, he'll be staying in the USA, but he will have been staying in the USA for 3 years. So because you are talking about the period of time, you need to say will have been staying instead of will be staying. If you don't use this period of time, you can simply use will be staying. So all the tenses at a glance. So present simple, it is used to talk about habits, facts, routines like she sings every morning. Present continuous is used to talk about ongoing actions or temporary routine. He is working now. Past simple. What is past simple? Completed past actions or states. They visited Delhi. Past continuous is used to talk about an action that was in progress in the past. It was raining. Present perfect. So present perfect is nothing but a past tense with a present relevance. She has finished the work, which means the work is now ready. Present perfect continuous. It refers to an action that started in the past and that is still going on at this moment. We have been waiting. Past perfect. Earlier of two past actions. The train had left by the time they reached the station. So two actions to refer to the earlier of the two actions, we use this. And past perfect continuous you use to talk about something that uh, started at a particular point in time and that continue up to a future, another point in time when something else began to happen. For example, he had been working for 2 hours when uh, he decided to take a break. So he took a break after working for 2 hours. That's the meaning of this. Future simple. So to talk about plain future, example, it will rain tomorrow. Future continuous. So to talk about in something in progress at future time. She'll be sleeping. Future perfect will have finished, completed before future time. Future perfect continuous, duration up to future time. He will have been working. Conditional sentences. Some we have something called zero conditional. Look at this. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. If I skip breakfast, I feel dizzy by noon. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. If she doesn't get enough sleep, she gets cranky. If it rains, the streets get wet. If you press a button, the printer starts. If he drinks too much coffee, he can't sleep at night. If plants don't get sunlight, they die. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. If I work out in the evening, I always sleep better. So, in both uh, clauses, you have present simple. So, you use present simple in both the clauses to talk about general truths and habits. In fact, you can use in place of if, you can use when here. So when you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. So this is not a real condition. It's a general truth. Whenever the water is heated to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. It's a general truth. It's not real condition. But the real condition starts here. That's why they call this first conditional. Since this is not a real conditional, they call it zero conditional. So what we are now going to talk about is a real conditional and they call it first conditional. Look at this. If it rains tomorrow, we'll cancel the picnic. So this is a condition. Unless this condition of the rain, unless this condition of it's raining tomorrow, we will not cancel. So this happens only when this action happens. So if you study hard, you will pass the exam. First, this action must happen. Only then this action can happen. If she calls me, I'll pick her up from the station. If we leave now, we'll catch the 6 o'clock bus. If you don't eat something, you will feel sick later. If he applies for the job, he might get an interview. If the shop is open, I'll buy some milk on the way home. If you tell me the truth, I won't be angry. If you don't fix AC, the whole office will be miserable. If you help me move this weekend, I'll cook dinner for you. So try to understand. In the if clause, this is called if clause or conditional clause, we have present simple. In the other clause, which is called main clause, we have will plus base form. Will, cancel, will, pass. These are real, possible future situations. Okay. So in the if clause, we use subject, then simple present like rain, study. And then in the main clause, we use subject, then will, base form like we will cancel, you will pass. And even other models are also possible here depending on how certain the result is. And this is second conditional. When we talk about unreal or unlikely present or future situations, we use this second conditional. Let me give you examples first. If I had more time, I would learn to cook properly. What does that mean? I don't have much time now, and that's the reason why I will not learn to cook properly. I cannot learn to cook properly. If she were taller, she would join the basketball team. What does that mean? She is not, tall. That's the reason why she won't join the basketball team. So, what you are talking about, a present or future situation which is just imaginary. If I won the lottery, I would pay off my parents' house first. I don't even have a lottery ticket now, but I am just imagining a situation. If I won the lottery, I would pay off parents' house first. If he spoke better English, he would apply for that job abroad. If we had a car, we wouldn't have to take the bus every day. If I were you, I would talk to the manager directly. If they moved to a bigger flat, the kids would have their own rooms. If she didn't have work on Sunday, she would come to the wedding. If I knew the answer, I would tell you right now. If we asked her nicely, she would probably say yes. So, in all this, we are referring to situations in the present or future that are unlikely to take place, unlikely to be exist. So, what is structure here? In the if part you use subject, then simple past like hard, were. So were is the word that is used irrespective of the subject. It could be he or she or I, you can still use were. There is no question of using was. And in the other clause, subject would, then base form like subject would, base form, subject would, base form. Now let's talk about third conditional. When you talk about unreal past situations, we use this. Let us take a look at some examples first. If I had left earlier, I wouldn't have missed a train. If she had studied harder, we would have passed the test. If I had left earlier means I didn't leave early. I wouldn't have missed a train means I missed a train. I'm just imagining a different situation in the past. Okay. So if she had studied harder, meaning she didn't study hard, she would have passed the test, meaning she did not pass the test. So in this structure, you talk about past situations and events that did not exist or take place. If you had told me, I would have helped you. If he hadn't driven so fast, the accident wouldn't have happened. If we had booked the tickets earlier, we would have got a better price. If I had known she was coming, I would have cleaned the house. If they had listened to the weather forecast, they wouldn't have got soaked. If she hadn't forgotten her umbrella, she wouldn't have caught a cold. If I had saved more money last year, I could have bought a scooter by now. If he had apologized at the right time, she might have forgiven him. So, in the if part of the subject, in the if part of the sentence or if clause, we use subject, then past perfect, had told, hadn't driven, had booked. And in the main clause, we use subject, would have, then third form of the verb, like subject would have, third form, subject wouldn't have, third form, subject would have, then third form. So sometimes in place of would have, you can also use could have or might have, based on the situation, the meanings. Could have and might have are also used in the main clause. uh, so they have different meanings. If you had asked, I could have helped, meaning I was in a position to help you. I might have helped. I There was a possibility that I could help you. Okay. So then sometimes you mix two conditionals together, like this: if I had taken that job offer in 2020, I would be living in Dubai right now. Meaning in 2020 that did not happen, me taking that job offer, and now I'm not living in Dubai. So one is past condition, the other is present result. Both of them are just imaginary situations. If she had finished her degree, she would have a better salary today. If they had invested wisely, they wouldn't be struggling financially now. Now, if I were a morning person, I would have caught the early train. Meaning, now I am not a morning person. I am not, this sort of person actually. That's the reason why I didn't catch the early train. If he were more organized, meaning he is never organized, and that is the reason why, if he were more organized, he wouldn't have forgotten the meeting yesterday. Meaning, he is not so well organized. That's the reason why he forgot the meeting yesterday. So the present condition and its past result, both are just imaginary. So mixed conditionals appear frequently in natural conversation. Reorganizing them helps students read authentic text and understand native speakers more easily. Now take a look at all the conditionals at a glance. So zero conditional, it talks about always true facts and habits. And first conditional, you talk about real or possible future. Second conditional, unreal or unlikely situations in the present. Third conditional, unreal past, or when you regret something that happened or something that did not happen. Mixed conditionals, you use you just imagine a present situation that is a result of a past situation, imagined situation, or vice versa. So always focus on the meaning first. Uh, Focus on the structure later. So ask this question, ask yourself this: is this real or imaginary? Is it present or past? Now, wish clauses and its time structures. Look at the examples first. I wish I had a car, meaning I don't have a car, but I wish I did. She wishes she were taller, meaning she is not tall, she wants to be. We wish we lived near the sea. So it means we don't live there. So it's a wish about the present. So we use this wish plus past tense to talk about something something we want to be different. Now, the past tense does not refer to the past. It refers to an unreal present. So in formal English, we use the word were for all persons, like I wish I were, he wishes he were. But in informal English, they also use was. Now, wish about past. I wish I had studied harder. What does this mean? I didn't study hard, but now I regret it. She wishes she had not said that, meaning she said it, now she regrets it. They wish they had arrived on time, it means they were late. So we use wish plus past perfect, like had studied, had not studied, had not said, had arrived, to express regret about something that happened or that did not happen in the past. We cannot change it now. Now, I wish you would stop talking, meaning, please stop. I'm annoyed. She wishes it would stop raining. The weather doesn't change. I wish the bus would come. I'm waiting and impatient. So we use this wish plus would. As you can see, first form, would, first form, would, first form, wish plus would. When we want someone else or something else to do something differently, especially when they are annoyed or impatient. Now you are always talking, and I am annoyed by what you are doing. So I just want you to stop. And this is a very polite way of saying stop talking. So we don't use I wish I would to talk about ourselves, but we say I wish I could sing to talk about abilities. Now some errors. I wish I have a more time. That is wrong. I wish I had more time to talk about using present tense after wish. Some people they use it wrong. And I wish I studied harder yesterday. So you are using past simple wrong. I wish I had studied harder yesterday. Meaning now you regret. So I wish I worked harder. So we cannot use would for self. I wish I worked harder. So, quick reference now, wish clause summary. So, I wish I knew the answer, meaning I don't know. I wish I had known earlier. I didn't know past simple, past tense, past time. I wish she would listen. She doesn't listen now. I want her to stop. I wish I could fly. So, personal ability. I cannot fly. Now, it's time structures. Look at the examples first. It's time to leave means it's a general way of saying anyone or we should leave now. It's time to stop. So again, general. So it's time to eat. So these are all general things. Okay. Then this pattern is used in a general sense. It refers to an action without naming a specific subject. So there is no subject name here. But if you see here next, it is time we started. It means we should start now. We have waited long enough. Okay. So we have the subject here. It's time he went to bed means he should go. It's getting late. It's time they apologized, meaning they haven't yet apologized, but at least they should now. So we use this, it is time, then subject like we, he, they, then past tense. This pattern is used when we refer to a specific person who should do something now or who should have done something. So the past tense here does not refer to the past time. It's time we started means we should start now, not past. So now take a look at this. It's high time you started studying, meaning you should have started long ago. It's high time the government acted, meaning action is very overdue. It's high time we left, meaning we really should have left already. So it's time, then subject, then past tense here. So when do we use? High time adds greater emphasis. It means the action is overdue and should have happened already. It shows stronger urgency or even mild criticism. So take a look at the examples here. It's time we start wrong. It's time we started. It's time to it's time to we leave. No. It's time we left or it is time to leave. Now it's time to leave. It's a general way of saying things. No specific subject is mentioned. It's time we left means it's specific. We should leave now. It's high time he left means it's a strong urgency. He should have left early. Okay, so both wish clauses and its time structure share the same grammar trick. Okay, I wish I knew means I don't know present reality. It's time we left means we haven't left yet. I wish I had tried means I didn't try past reality. Okay, so now the exercises. We'll go to the key directly. The There I'll explain wherever required. why a particular answer is correct. So now the first exercise here, the questions are the questions are given with particular instructions like use present simple, the present continuous forms. So in the actual examination they don't give instructions. So you are allowed to use any form of the verb that makes sense. Okay. The custard apple is, see, the question is B. See, when you are given this word in brackets, you are expected to use am is are or was or were in the past, and also many other forms. So the custard apple is a tasty and beautiful, healthy fruit. The moon appears at night. It is raining now. We can't go out at present. A ray of the sun does not pass through a wall. Hyderabad is a capital of Telangana state. All banks open on the first and the third Sunday of the month. See here, there is a verb actually. Open and also opens and also opened. Okay, this is a verb. And open is also there as an adjective. The shop is open. This is an adjective. Okay. So here we are actually dealing with verbs. That is the reason why we say all banks open. People speak Telugu all over AP and Telangana. My English teacher usually speaks English in the classroom, but surprisingly, she is speaking Telugu now. See, these are the hints here. Usually, now, because of this, you use present simple speaks. Because of this word, you use present continuous. Do North Indians eat chapatis daily? Is he doing any job at present? See here, at present. This is a hint that the action is happening now. Usually, I close all doors before going to bed. So, usually, that is why you should use close. Do you believe in ghosts? My father is watching a serial at the moment. So, this is the hint here that you should use present continuous. Water freezes during winter in some areas of the Atlantic Ocean. And here also you are asked to use present perfect or present perfect continuous forms. So we can't use any other forms here. Okay, Aarti has been acting in films since her marriage with Raghu, a film director. So you have this since her marriage. That's reason why you need to use has been acting. So the focus is on the activity. That's the reason why you need to use the duration of the activity. So that's the reason why you should use has been acting. She has appeared in about 20 films so far. So the focus is on the amount of work, the amount of work, that's done here. She has appeared. I've just received a call. See, look at this. Just this is a clue here. She has not paid. She has not paid the fee yet. So the words not pay and also yet, especially yet, that's a hint that you should use present perfect here. How long have you been watching this TV program? So how long is a hint that you should use this. And then in the next exercise, you are asked to use any of these four past tenses. The tsunami broke while the sailors were rowing the boats. So they were doing this and sometime some action happened. This is a background action and this is shorter action. How did you spend your childhood? I was browsing the internet when he came to our house. The audience had occupied their seats before the cinema began. So this is past simple, this is past perfect. So this action happened first, this action happened later. Farmers had been sowing seeds for 2 hours when the sun set. So because you are using for 2 hours, you should use had been sowing. Actually, if you don't use this, you can use were here actually. The farmers were sowing seeds when the sun set. Because you are talking about this, you should use had been sowing. There was a stampede when the pilgrims suddenly rushed into the temple. Okay. So I wish I had a car. So this is wish in our structure. We have just talked about this, which means I don't have a car. I want to have a car. I'm not happy because I don't have a car. That's the meaning of it. When were you born? So see this B. So you have was and were in the past tense. How long had your brother been staying in the US when you went there for MS? So here also, because of this, how long you need to use had and been staying, past perfect continuous. Gandhi passed away in 1948. And here in this exercise, you are asked to use one of the future tenses. Telangana will become a developed state in 2 years. The umpire will resolve the controversy within a few minutes. At this point of time tomorrow, this is a hint actually, the children will be watching a cartoon film. So there is a hint that you should use future continuous. Will you have solved all these problems by next week? So by next week is a hint that you should use future perfect. So this is condition clause. If we follow APJ Abdul Kalam's advice, India will soon become a superpower. This is a condition clause, first conditional. He will have been doing this job for 2 years by next year. So these two are hints. Like for 2 years is one hint, by next year is one hint. So by next year is a hint that you should use either future perfect or future perfect continuous. Now for 2 years actually gives a hint that you need to use future perfect continuous tense. Now in this you can use any suitable tense. So there are no restrictions here. Surya Namaskar consists of 12 postures because it's a general statement. That's why you must use present simple. Gandhi was influenced by the writings of Tolstoy. So Gandhi is no more, so use past simple. Bandla Sirisha was the first Telugu woman, the third Indian origin woman to go into space on the 11th of July 2021. So this is a past time. So use past tense here, was and were of the verb be. So Rohit Sharma had been batting for 2 hours when the train interrupted the match. Had been is compulsory because of this. Okay, the meeting will have started by 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you have by 10 a.m. So you should use future perfect here. And sometimes the meeting will start is also accepted because the same question was given in past board exams. They gave marks even to the answers written like will start. Usually my father takes rice for lunch, but now he is taking chapatis. So usually present simple and now present continuous. People speak Telugu in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Mary will have eaten her supper by 7 p.m. So by phrase is there. So that is the reason why you use future perfect. Next, don't disturb. So don't disturb, the child is sleeping. So this expression don't sleep, don't disturb is a hint that you should use present continuous here. If I were a bird, I would fly high in the sky to have a beautiful view of the earth. So there's a imaginary situation in the present, second conditional. So after I, you should use were, not was. Uh, Again, this is not about past, only the tense is past. The time is either present or future. Okay, generally it is present there. So it is time we started working hard, meaning we should have already started, but we haven't. At least now we must. If I were you, I would construct an independent house. Again, this is also imaginary present conditional. So here, in the other part, main clause, we use would plus base form. Don't get off the train till it stops. So this refers to future, but then we still use present simple. Listen, somebody screaming. So there is a hint that you should use present continuous here. A parrot repeats our voice as soon as it listens to it. So you are talking about a general thing, general statement. When I lost the job last year, see, last year is a hint that you should use past simple because of his misbehavior. Dhirubhai Ambani did not live in a costly house even when he was a famous industrialist. So did not live past simple because like Gandhi is also no longer there. So should use past simple. Does he play tennis daily? So daily. That's why does he play present simple. While I was teaching grammar, a student raised a doubt. So this is a background action. This is a short action that disrupted this. A philanthropist thinks about the welfare of others. So here you are making a journal statement. My nephew has been doing this business in Hyderabad for the last 10 years. So because of this phrase, you should use has been doing present perfect continuous. The moon waxes and wanes during the cycle of month. It's a journal statement. I do not know the right answer right now. So present simple. We had hot coffee 1 hour ago. Because it is past, we must use past simple. The birds have just flown away. So this is a hint that you should use present perfect. He has been doing homework since 8 o'clock. So this is a hint. If they go out, we will follow them. So this is a hint that you should use present simple in the if clause. If you depend on others for everything, you will not learn anything. So, in the question sentence, will not learn is a hint that you should use present simple. And here, these two sentences, second and third sentence, they are possible likely situations either in the present or future. This is first conditional. If you had helped your mother, she'd have felt happy. This is past conditional, imaginary past conditional. So, would have felt is a key to your answer. Had helped. He has been trying for a job since last year. Mukesh Ambani constructed the world's costliest house for his wife in Mumbai for 4 years ago. 4 years ago is the hint that you should use past simple here. He returned from Delhi, Dubai a month ago. He does not have any cash. I have known them for the last many years. So it's not I know them, it is I have known them. Because of this expression, you must use that. Does he remember our help? He borrowed 1,000 rupees from me yesterday. So that is why borrowed. Don't disturb him, he is reading. This is a hint here. Uh, did you leave for Hyderabad last year? So this one is a hint that you should use past simple. Sangeeta will join us tomorrow. Do you smell anything bad? Okay. Now you find B here. Remember am, is, are. Okay. These are the three words in the present simple, in the past was and were. So you should use appropriate one. This is in answer to your letter about my transgression. It looks like all these questions are from the prose lessons. They have taken these sentence from there. The operating word think did make me muse. So you might think of using other words like made me muse, but this is the exact expression that was given in the textbook lesson, Father Dear Father. So you must remember to write that same expression to get the mark. Father, we have never really been close, and I can't rightly say you have been my friend, philosopher, guide, etc. Look at this. They have given the word be, here also they have given the word be, but here this is the answer. Okay. So, do you apply Pythagoras theorem or Newton's law of gravity? Father, easy fibbing. So here I can't explain much because the answers are fixed. Okay, they are correct. As far as the context of this context in the story is concerned. So she is at peace with her pots pans, and her Bhagavad Gita. Is it Adam and Eve eating the tree of knowledge all over again? Last week, my rose plant died. I asked my biology teacher what I should do to save it. So, you have two verbs here. If I were to meet Newton face to face, I would fail to recognize him. So busy am I learning about him. So this question doesn't seem to be correct because they should give only one blank, not two blanks. Here you got two blanks, and in the text, in the lesson, the writer uses first conditional. If he says Bush is the president of India, it will have to be so. Every year, the count of these trees kept increasing. Only one answer is possible because it is from Timmaka's lesson. Timmaka not only planted those trees but also fenced, watered, and guarded them. Although Timmaka did not receive a formal education, her work has been honored with the National Citizens Award of India. See here, this is very confusing. You need to remember the answer. Salumarda Timmaka is an individual. See, this keeps coming. Is an individual who has brought worldwide recognition to the state of Karnataka. See here, has brought for this word through her incredible and massive environmental service. If I faltered, there would be no arms to hold me, and the world would be a cold, forbidding place because I had been so close. So you have got so many verbs, so many blanks. They are all from first 4 minutes. Should remember all this. They're all in the mixed conditionals actually. No, no, no. They are like present conditionals only. Conditional two. Blood surged from my muscle and seemed to fail me. I knew it would be some time before I caught up with myself. I felt that the moment of lifetime had come. The air I breathed filled me with the spirit of the track where I had run my first race. I felt suddenly and gloriously free of the burden of the athletic ambition that I had been carrying for years. At present, I am entirely of your opinion because I have not the most distant particle of idea what you mean. These are all from the last lesson, Box and Cox. The gentleman who has got, remember, has got, who has got the attic is hardly ever without a pipe in his mouth, and there he sits with his feet upon the mantelpiece. I was so dreadfully puzzled here. For this word be, you should use was as per the lesson. I was so dreadfully puzzled to know what to say when Mr. Cox spoke about it. Why don't you keep your own side of the staircase, sir? She thought to cook her breakfast while I was asleep with my coals. So, thought is the answer. So there are some more exercises in the revision test and also the model paper. This was a moment when I made my decision. My grandmother spoke of a carefree and beautiful childhood. My effort was over and I collapsed almost unconscious. So these are all from lessons. My sister has just received a call from her office. This is a general question. 8 o'clock? I declare this from Box and Cox. I declare I haven't a moment to lose. Fate has placed me with the most punctual and particular of hatters, and I must fulfill my destiny. Model paper. Is it Adam and Eve eating the tree of knowledge all over again? Mrs. Bouncers, I'll be bound. She thought to cook her breakfast while I was asleep, with my coals too. So these two are from Box and Cox. I will return the novel as soon as I finish. This is a general question. Now, this is how the question is given in the board exam. You will have some six blanks for 4 marks. you'll be asked to answer any four questions, but write answers like this in short. Okay, write all answers, because even if you make a mistake or two, you will still get your full 4 marks, and writing this helps you complete this bit faster. So as far as this bit is concerned, you need to write in short. I'll tell you, if some questions like correction of errors, they require full sentence answers. If you write in short, you will not get the marks. You need to remember that.